Following the trend of me reviewing games that begin with the letter S, here's a review of Superhot. Superhot is an FPS with a rather unique mechanic. Time only moves when you move, which allows you to seriously plan out your attacks. As the red dudes will only move when you do, you can essentially pause the game, look around, and come up with a strategy. Combine that with the fact that almost every object can become your weapon, and you have a game that really makes you feel like a badass. I think one of the best ways I've heard it to be described as is John Wick in a china shop. As far as story, Superhot is a rather weird, slightly creepy one. The game starts with your friend telling you about the hot new game Superhot, and you download it and play it yourself. You soon become addicted, and as your friend continues to message you, your messages start to get very disturbing, eventually just becoming the word Superhot repeatedly, no matter what you type. At the end of the game, you're faced with the core of Superhot, which you become one with, and you are kicked out to your house, where you destroy yourself, as if you were one of the red dudes throughout the game. You're booted back to the start, but instead, you are the friend recommending Superhot. Apparently, Superhot was being used as a government mind control experiment, and it worked very well given the way the story played out. The gameplay of Superhot is very smooth, feeling fluid both in and out of time stop. As I grabbed anything and smacked the red dudes with them, I began to feel powerful and unstoppable, so I became reckless, until I got hit. One hit equals death in Superhot, so you must be rather attentive and plan out your attacks well. This gets slightly easier later down the line as you unlock the hot switch ability, which allows you to switch bodies with a red dude at the cost of anything you and it may be holding. This ability is great both offensively and defensively, as you can switch to someone behind enemy lines and do a surprise attack, or switch into a different person's body to get yourself out of the firing zone. After each level, you get to see what you did back through at full speed, so you can truly appreciate the cool stuff you just did. The game progresses linearly as you play through each level one after the other, and if you die, you have to restart the same level. This can get a little bit tedious, especially if you get stuck on one particular level over and over, but it can also be good practice for coming levels. I see this as more of a grey area in terms of pros and cons, as it can be good for practice, or it can be incredibly boring. For me, it's a case-by-case basis, but more often than not, it was more tedious than not. But this was way improved upon in the sequel, Mind Control Delete. The original Superhot is great, and Mind Control Delete either improves or alters things from the first game. For example, you now have a map, where you select different nodes to play through. These nodes consist of a couple levels with small breaks in between them for you to select a hack. These hacks are little effects that can help you throughout the node. Some examples would be slowing enemy bullets around you to a snail's pace, making them easier to dodge, or starting each level with a random gun. As for story, I'm lost on this one. It's all told through these decrypted notes, but I've no idea where the notes come from or what exactly they mean. MCD takes heavy inspiration from the roguelike genre of games, as you now have a minimum of 2 lives per node, and the hacks are also a clear similarity. If you die in the node though, you have to restart, with the levels re-randomizing and the hacks disappearing. To go along with the hacks mechanic that MCD adds, you select one of 4 core abilities before you start a node. They each have their own effects and hacks that improve them. One of the cores is beginning with 3 hearts instead of 2, with upgrade options to increase this number by 1 twice more. Or the hot switch ability from the previous game, with hacks that let you keep the weapon the dude you switch into is holding, which is very handy. All previous weapons return in MCD, with a few new additions like the piercing gun, the throwing knives, and a few others that are just new throwables. Each have their own effects and uses, like the shotgun allowing you to potentially kill 2 dudes at once, or the rifle's burst letting you put out a few shots at a time, allowing you to set up traps for moving red dudes. The weapons are all useful in their own way, and help you immensely throughout the many nodes. Also, who doesn't love a game where you can throw fish at people? Both Superhot and Mind Control Delete are unique in their approach to the shooter genre, and they nail the approach perfectly. With very simple design philosophies yet incredible amounts of content with the endless modes in each, you can enjoy all the Superhot games for a while after finishing them. And who knows, maybe the VR version is just as fun, maybe more. I love Superhot. As a game, it's kind of weird with its new mechanic and its story and all that, but it works incredibly well. It's smooth, fun, infuriating sometimes, it's just great. And Mind Control Delete is just better and bigger and just all around more fun, in my opinion. But, you know, that is this review. I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, because those are the only things I have. But yeah, until then, I will see you later. Bye-bye.